A folk tale is also a story that's passed down generation to generation, but it doesn't explain a natural occurrence like a myth does. Instead, it's a story where something extraordinary happens to really ordinary people. Think about stories like Little Red Riding Hood and Three Little Pigs, the types of stories that show up in children's books that we read to our kids, that I would read to my son. But they aren't things like Harry Potter that has a distinct author. And they're stories that are retold in a bunch of different forms, sometimes made into nursery rhyme songs, things like that. So this link here, AmericanFolklore.net /s index or syndex, if you look at that, these are a bunch of American folk tales. So they're not something that's universal. So if you would go to Japan or China or Germany or Russia, they would not have these same stories that we have. They wouldn't have Babe the Blue Ox. Um, you can kind of look through this list, and some of them will be familiar to you. Some of them are, spooky stories like Bloody Mary, that if you say her name in front of a mirror 3 times, then she'll show up, things like that. And then some of them are children's type stories. So you can look over this list and see if any seem familiar to you. Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett, those are the types of folk tales that are familiar to us here in America. Here's a few pictures: Jack and the Beanstalk, Little Red Riding Hood, and then here are some interesting ones from around the world. Some of these I would absolutely love to read, like The Day It Snowed Tortillas